Hello everyone, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Greetings of the day and a very warm welcome to Indus Academy of Biology and Medicine. Myself Dr. Indumati Somsundram. In this video today, I'm going to highlight something of very interesting, fun-loving, hot, debatable topic which is exclusive for parents. Yes, my dear boys and girls, this session is parent special session. And if you are watching this video or if you have subscribed to this channel or if you are watching this video for the first time, I request all the boys and girls to first share this video to your parents. Yes, you heard it right. You need to please share this particular video to your parents because in this video we are going to discuss something of very unique, debatable topic on parents' attitude towards children's education. Yes, and this is going to be Iabm Parent Special. And now, you may have a question, why should we share this to our parents? What are we going to do in this next 20-30 minutes? Yes, so in this session, we are going to discuss what type of parents you are. Which means, we are going to take a different scenario. It's going to be full of fun and story where we will discuss three different types of parents and how these three different types of parents react to their children in that particular situation. And based on this, you can judge which type of parent you are. Not only that, this particular thing is nothing to offend anybody. There's no conflict of interest, and the main aim of this particular video is to understand what is the current scenario that is being said. What is the trend or what is the fact that is actually happening towards the parents' concentration or parents' attitude towards children's education? Yes, so this is just to enlighten the current scenario, and you can decide or we can decide. Please put your comments into the comment box. We can decide what sort of a parent you are, and let us assess ourselves at the end of the video and what we are and what we wear and what we need to be for a better tomorrow for our child's future, right? So this is all about it, and that is the main reason for this. And my dear children, my dear students, if you dare to actually forward this particular video to your parents, so please be careful and listen to what I am saying right now. At the end of the video, if your parent has carefully listened to the entire session with patience, then at the end of the video, you would feel really happy, and the students are going to say, अपना टाइम आएगा 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 पेरेंट्स एटीट्यूड बदलेगा 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 चिल्ड्रन वरीज दूर जाएगा 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 एंड करियर में सक्सेस मिलेगा मिलेगा जरूर मिलेगा. इसलिए बच्चों, in any standard you are in any UG, PG, PhD, 11, 12, whomever you are, just my dear students, boys and girls, ये वीडियो जरूर पेरेंट्स देखने का. Yes, so with this small notes, I would like to continue the three different phases of what we've been discussing on Iabm's Parent Special towards parents' attitude towards children's education. And at the end of the video, once the parents have seen this video or when you're watching the video, the children would say, "Ab aayega zindagi ka maza." Right? So with this small note, let's get into what we are in. Okay? So what I have written over here is we're going to discuss three different sessions. Right? So we're going to discuss three different parameters or three different situations. And we're going to see three types of parents. And at the end of it, you may decide, or I'm leaving the choice to you. I'm completely leaving the choice to you. You may decide which type of parent you are and which type of parent you wish to be. And this is all just to make understand that parent has to go with a child's wish and child has to go with the parent's wish. So both of their mindset has to go in parallel line. But according to present trend, it is going in a perpendicular line, and that is where the parents and children are in, two different poles, like North Pole and South Pole, and there's a lot of issues and a lot of sacrifices that is being getting into education either because of parents or parents have to sacrifice according to students' will. So let's get started up. We're going to, interestingly, with fun filled, we're going to discuss three situations. एक सिचुएशन ये है कि there is one senior KG. Okay, there's a KG student. He's a boy, and this KG student boy has got a notice, and the dad is very busy getting into his office. तो उसने आके डैड को बोले कि डैड, there's a notice from school. So dad is reading the notice, and the first line he reads, "Dear parents, this is to bring to your notice. You are supposed to pay ₹100 for," and the dad just throws the book. He just takes it and he throws the book. And he says, "Nee, you're not going anywhere and I'm not going to pay anything, or mat jao." Now the kid says, "Arey papa, pura to padho notice." Then the dad says, "Nee, I'm not interested." So he's not even bothered seeing that you need to pay ₹100. So all in his mind is, why should I pay for a senior KG kid? Let it be any competition, let it be anything. So dad strictly said, "Abhi, don't eat my brain. मुझे ऑफिस को लेट हो रही है, so I need to go." And he just shut this kid's mouth and he said, "I'm getting late, I'm going." So kid was like sad because he couldn't participate in the competition, and he was like, okay. And the days passed, and this kid is still in senior KG, and after 1 or 2 months, the dad is getting another notice, and now the son said, "Dad, I've got a notice." क्या है बेटा, चलो देखेंगे. He's now in a relaxed mood, and he says, "Okay, that day I couldn't read your notice fully, let me read." The first thing what the dad did is, he was reading the notice, and the notice was like, "Dear parents, we are so glad to inform that we are coming up with a free competition for," and again, he's not read the notice fully, and the moment he read that we are coming out with a free competition for your ward, immediately the dad said, "Okay बेटा, देखो चलो ये competition में participate कर दो." तो again the kid says, "अरे पप्पा, नोटिस तो पूरा पढ़ो." And he's saying, "Read the notice fully." The dad says, नहीं बेटा, थोड़े महीने के पहले you were about to join into a competition and I stopped it, right? So now you can participate in it, I have no issues. So again the kid says, "अरे पप्पा, नोटिस तो पूरा पढ़ो." And he was like, नहीं, I have some work, I am giving you full permission, I have full confidence on you, you participate in this, and I'm sure that you're going to win the competition. All the ways beta. So again the kid says, "Papa, would you please read the notice again?" And now dad is reading the notice, and the notice says this way, "Dear parents, we are glad to inform you that we are coming up with a free competition for your ward, in bracket, girls fancy dress competition, and all girl children are requested to give their names and whatever." Now the dad laughs and the kid laughs, and the dad said, "Okay, go." So this is one particular situation. Hope you would have understood what I actually mean over here. Then the years passed. Now the boy is in his 5th or 6th standard. Now the boy is in 5th or 6th standard, and he's good in speech. So the kid in 5th or 6th standard, they are coming up with the elocution competition, free elocution competition, where the kid participated. He got selected in school level, in class level, in school level, in inter-school competition level, in interstate competition level, and now it's time to go to a national level competition. Yes, so now it's time to go to a national level competition for the same elocution competition where the kid has been selected. So far till the state level competition, there was no money needed, and dad was not bothered much about what exactly it is. Now the kid comes to dad and he says, "Dad, I got selected in national level competition in elocution." And the parent says, "Oh, very good, all the best." So that's it, nothing much the conversation had. Lekin papa, now comes the problem. Now the kid says, "But dad, for national level competition our school do not pay us. So they said you need to pay ₹500 for participating in national level competition, and you need to bear the travel charge up and down because this national level competition is going to happen in XYZ place." The moment the dad heard this, he doesn't want to it is just 5th and 6th standard students and they are paying school fees a lot, and dad said no. But then the kid said, "I've been taking so much effort and I've been passing all the levels, and now I'm into the national level. But if you could actually pay me 500 and if you could bear my to and fro charges, I'm sure dad I would get selected at the national level and I'm going to give you pride." Now the dad says, participating in the national level competition in 5th or 6th standard and getting just a medal or a certificate, क्या फायदा है? नो इट्स ओके, नो नीड, अभी तक आया इतना बस है, जितना आया ना उतना बस है, जो स्कूल लेवल में कर सकते उतना करो. So what is he saying? Whatever till your school level you had been into, that's more than enough, and you need not participate in anything. So the kid was so sad. He was trying to plead the dad for getting into the national level competition, but dad was so firm, and the parents denied. Now the parents denied, and later they had forgotten the issue. The parents had completely forgotten the issue, and they'd been like busy. We all are busy in our own routine, and so we don't remember what's happening today, what happened yesterday, and what's going to happen tomorrow. But kids are not that way, right? Kids are not like that. So the kid was so sad. And for the kid to come out of this particular thing, because he had an aim, he had an ambition at this particular point of time. At his 5th or 6th standard, his only aim was to achieve the national level competition, be a prize holder or participate in the national level competition, which was completely devastated, right? Which was completely ruined. And the kid was so sad. And then, of course, thing has to move on, days has to pass, months has to pass, that's how the years went on. And now the kid is in his 10th standard. And in his 10th standard, now the kid, scored very well. And the kid wanted to become an IAS, IPS officer. He wants to write his UPSC exam. He wants to get into the commerce group. And, he wants to get into something, big, different. He doesn't want the very usual becoming an MBBS holder or engineer or a banker or whatever. He just wanted to, take commerce group with economics, history, geography. He wants to get into general knowledge, whatever it is. Now the dad is forcing the child because he's scored well. He's getting into the biology group. So the kid says कि पापा मुझे biology group नहीं लेने का, और he says like मुझे computer science नहीं चाहिए. It is common, on parents' attitude में इतना ही है कि if a child is doing an MBBS or if the child is doing an engineering, only then the child's future would be. So I would like to ask a question to the parents. Have we all done only MBBS in engineering and we have come out in life? Have we all done only MBBS in engineering, or after completing only PhD, are we able to get into a successful position, or have we only been into a government job or in a private job? Whatever it is, we are happy the way we are. So let the kids be the same. But then dad did not listen, and he forced the child to put into the MBBS group. And 12th standard हुआ, biology group हुआ, he scored well. And he got a free medical seat as well. But he was not happy. The kid was not happy. His first year, second year, third year passed, and he doesn't had any satisfaction in life, and that's how his life went on. And he was completely sad. And when he completed his MBBS, maybe he would have had some backlogs. He would have not cleared. He would have cleared. That's one completely a different story, and that's the end of the story. So here we end it. Now this is how the parents' behavior, yes, towards a child, which means a type 1 parent who says just not bothered about the quality or not bothered about the child's will. It's all about if it's free of cost, and if it's something that you do it at your school level, something that you do it with your college level, something that you do it with whatever you wanted to do, you do. But I'm not going to pay for it. I'm not going to inquire anything, this, that. Now coming to the same scenario, I'm not going to explain the scenario in detail because you all know the 3 scenarios: a senior KG scenario, a 5th and 6th standard scenario, and a 10th and 12th standard MBBS scenario, right? So now we will talk about the type 2 parent, the second type of parent who is in these 3 different situations. Now the second type of parent, the child is in senior KG, he gets a notice, dear parents, you are supposed to pay ₹100 for so and so, and the parent thinks not for the money, not for the number or the school or the pride. The parent thinks, if my child is capable of doing this, and he just looks into the child, he spends some 5-10 minutes, he talks to the child, he knows the caliber of the child, and he feels that yes, this particular child is really capable of doing it. If the particular child is really capable of doing it, irrespective of it's going to be free of cost or you need to pay for it, definitely the parent will support. So that's how this type 2 parent had, and he supported, the children participated, and then the child qualified. Good. Now again the same scenario happened in 5th or 6th standard, and the child passed and he was in national level. Now he gets a notice that for the national level elocution competition, the kid has to participate and he has to pay ₹500, and the parent has to take up and down charges. Now the parent says कि बेटा हाँ बहुत अच्छी बात है, you have achieved till now and I have confidence on you, and you have the right potential, and when you have the right potential, when you have the right talent, you have to utilize it. So the parent says कि हाँ जाओ हम देंगे. And then the kid was so happy, and this motivation and his self-motivation gave him a lot of courage, and with this courage he prepared so well, and he was able to participate, not only participate in national level competition, but the kid won the national level competition as well. And he was so happy, he gave pride to himself, to the school and to the parents and all his friends. Right? So this is one scenario, and then years passed. Now the child is entered into his 10th standard and he's a very brilliant child. He's a very brilliant child. He scored all India level rank, and he every top schools are willing to give him the medical seats or biology group. Sorry, in 11th and 12th standard, every top schools are willing to give him the 11th and 12th standard biology group. But then the child is not ready. He wants to become an IAS officer, IPS officer, or he wants to get into a journalism. He's more interested in history, geography, social, or whatever his interests are. And he comes to dad and he says, Dad, I'm sure that I may definitely get into a biology group, and I'm sure that if I get into the biology group, I'll definitely get into a free medical college seat and I would become a doctor. And I'm sure about it, and even you're sure about it. But that's not my interest. I don't want you to become a doctor, Dad. Do you think really doctors and engineers, or people who have completed their PhD, or people who have studied with so many degrees behind, are they only successful? Are you not successful, Dad? So the child says that his wish and will, that he wants to take up this so-and-so group in his 11th and 12th standard, and post 12th standard he wants to join into this particular college, and his aim is to become so-and-so person. The dad listened. The dad listened. He neither forced his child nor opposed. The dad listened carefully, the dad listened patiently, and he put him into the junior college or into the 11th and 12th standard of his choice. And the son succeeded completely. He went into the college, he succeeded, and then he got his job, he got settled, and blah blah whatever. And that's the type 2 parent story end. And that's how the kid's life ends. Now coming to the very interesting type of a parent, which is type 3 parents. Now the type 3 parents, just keep an example that the type 3 parents are filthily rich. Right? The type 3 parents are filthily rich. And since childhood, the child feels that I want my son or daughter to be the best. I want to give everything best. They don't, according to them, the type 3 parents, the best thing is the costliest thing. So they don't bother about the quality. They feel whichever is exclusively costly, that is going to be the best. So, the parent calls the worker and he inquires. Just see whichever is the best college in this particular city. I don't bother about the money. And the worker says that XYZ is the best college, and they charge, but the charge for senior KG or KG class is 2 lakhs. That's it, I don't bother. This is the topmost college, this is the best college. Udhar hi mera beta padenge. Okay, he got admission. Then came the senior KG. But then unfortunately, though the dad is filthily rich and he put him in the best college, or best school, best senior KG class, or junior KG, senior KG, first standard, whatever schooling. He gave him the best school, but the child was not potent enough to keep up the pride of the dad. The child was not so caliber enough to participate in any extracurricular competitions, or not good at communication skill. But the dad's will. Dad says ki, "Arey beta, kuch bhi competition ho, tumi, chalo, participate." He forces, because he wants a pride. I am so and so. My child. It's like the pride. कि ये मेरा बेटा है, मेरा बेटा मेरे जैसी, जो मैं सोचती हूँ वैसी ही, मुझे जैसे रहना है वैसे ही मेरे बेटा रहना. And I want to give him all the best things. Okay. You can give him all the best things, but you have to see the quality. Is he really worth for giving all the best things, or is that particular amount what you spend for your child, is it really worth? So it's not about the amount what you spend. It's not about the quantity. It's not about the number. It's not about the place where you put your child. It's all about the quality of the education that you give your child. Now the child is passed, he's into 5th, 6th standard, and within his 5th, 6th standard, the dad has put, the parents have put him into all sorts of classes, special classes. Every master comes home, because he's filthily rich. Every master, drawing class, painting, drawing, Hindi, learn different languages, learn dance, learn karate, this, that. It's like jack of all trades and master of none. So the child had no options. The child is having everything. The child is having luxury. The child is having best attire. The child is having best apparel. The child is having best foods. But is really child happy? Child के समय child को क्या देना चाहिए वही चाहिए. Child is happy if people are around him. A child is happy if he plays. A child is happy if he is given a free time. Yes. So then he comes into his 10th standard, and dad had a lot of money, and then he puts him into an engineering or an MBBS group, and then he gets him into a medical or a engineering seat with great difficulties. Everything is over. Now the child has got everything best in type 3 parent case, starting from his childhood till his 11. But imagine what would be the child's future at the age of 30. When the child turns 30 and when he turns back and look into what his life is, will he be in a position, to stand on his own legs? Will he be in a position to do the same thing for his child? This is a big question mark, right? This is a big question mark. So this is how the three types of parents are being into, and I have completely jotted all three types of parents in just a practical way, in a fact, what is happening in today's trends. Because nowadays, parents and children are become in the two remote corners, and neither parent nor the child merge with their thoughts. If the parent has to merge with children thought, or the children has to merge with the parent thought, all they need to do is understand each other. If they need to understand each other, they need to spend some quality time with their kids. Yes? So, with this small note, I would just like to add a few things over here. Right? I would just like to add a few things over here. Let me just see where I have been. I've been talking, and like, you know, how, let me in between tell you how I got this thought. So you all know that Iabm'S Academy of Biology and Medicine started off with course. So I've been getting calls, inquiries, everything, and like there've been few students. नहीं मैम ये free है तो ही मेरे parents ने बताया join करने का. So you know they literally say this is a fact and this is the practical thing. That is the reason I wanted to like come out with this video. So let's see how the education comes out with and how parents children education sync with. My parents said only if it's free I need to attend, because in lockdown everything is free. You know it's very important that the quality. ऐसा नहीं है कि आपने एल कोटा और IFS अनअकैडमी जैसी बहुत बड़ी इंस्टीट्यूट में डाला तो ही आपकी सन और डॉटर इज गोइंग टू लाइक यू नो सक्सीड, और एनी XYZ बड़ा इंस्टीट्यूट में डाला तो ही मेरी सन एंड डॉटर इज गोइंग टू यू नो एक्सेल इन लाइफ. ऐसा नहीं, ऐसा भी नहीं है कि समथिंग लाइक यू नो आइदर आवर ओन अकेडमी और सिमिलर सच अकेडमीज हु आर जस्ट इमर्जिंग और हु आर डेवलपिंग, उसी में डाला तो मेरी डॉटर इंसान की फ्यूचर ही नहीं है. नॉट दैट. All that matters is the quality of education. All that matters is the interest of your own kid. Right? All that matters is the interest of your own kid. So the biggest problem over here is, you know what I've done? I've been putting this into a very, whole night I've been thinking about this topic and I did not find what to talk, how to talk. And there's always a saying, kabhi kabhi hame na, when we call some famous personalities and on stage and you know the first thing they say is, अरे मुझे पता ही नहीं था कि मुझे बुलाने वाले, मैंने कुछ भी प्रिपेयर नहीं किया. And then they take a paper or the notebook which I have my notes JC and they start talking. So ऐसा नहीं है. Honestly speaking, I really wanted to discuss this topic, but since this is a very sensitive topic and this is the practical thing which is happening in our every part of earth, so I was spending my whole nights and I've been like trying to come out with some very interesting, funny, at the same time very thought process thing. And the good part is like there's no plagiarism involved in whatever script I've made. It's my completely own experience से मैंने जो बता रही हूँ, मैंने जो बनाया, everything is my own experience and I would like to really share it to the children and to the parents. Yes. So now after discussing these three types of parents, एक चीज़ मुझे बताना चाहिए कि what is that you think? Please put in your comment box. मैंने पूरी रात till 3 o'clock I've been working on this particular things. I request all the children and all the parents, if you like this video and if you wanted to have more and more sessions on parents and children or parents and in general of motivational, please do like this particular video and kindly share to your friends. But then right now at this point of time, please put a pause and think and give me a comment in your comment box. What do you think is that difference of opinion that is happening between the parent and the child? मतलब क्या आपको लग रहा है कि किस बात पे पेरेंट चिल्ड्रन की इतनी सारा झगड़ा? देखो, पेरेंट्स आर डूइंग एवरीथिंग फॉर द चिल्ड्रन, बट यू थिंक द पेरेंट्स एंड चिल्ड्रंस द टेलीपैथी और द केमिस्ट्री वर्क्स? नहीं. बहुत सारे समय यस, बट बहुत सारा समय आंसर नो. सो व्हाट इज दैट इज नॉट making the parent and the child to go in their right path? What is that which is disrupting the parents and the child to go in a same direction? उसके एक ही reason है, because we are parents and they are children. I would like to quote a very small example into this and just few more minutes and I would quit this, and kindly please have patience to listen to the entire video. I'm sure it would be fun, it would be interesting and it would help you. right? So there's one example. We all know that Lord Shiva, right? Lord Shiva is the god of gods, and he's the only person who has the third eye on his forehead, right? So basically हमारे मन पे क्या है कि we are parents and they are kids, so we always have a feeling of ego. We always have the feeling of ego, and we always feel that, what do we feel? I am a parent and whatever I do is right, whatever I say is right, and he has to listen to me. और we feel he is a kid, ये तो छोटा बच्चा है, ये तो तुमको कुछ पता नहीं है, जो हमें बोलना वही सुनना पड़ता है. So this is, जब हम बच्चे हैं हम पेरेंट्स को बोलते हैं कि अरे पेरेंट्स हमारा बात नहीं सुन रहे, पेरेंट्स आर नॉट लिसनिंग टू अस एंड वी फील सैड. जब हम पेरेंट्स बनते that ego is also getting into our mind, but we forget that we were also kids and then became parents. nahi. So hum parents hai, we have all those egos, we feel superior. I factor comes into the mind and we feel always superior. And when it comes to kids, hum bolte are ye bachche hai, he doesn't know anything, he has to listen to what I say. So iske liye I would like to quote an example that Lord Shiva is god of gods and he is the only person who has the third eye on his forehead, right? So there was in Hindu mythology, in Pandya's court, you know, if you are Hindu and you have written about Chera Sora Pandya, then you would have listened to this particular story as well. In Pandya's court, there is a very famous poet called Nakiran, and they started having a poetic competition, poet writing competition. So Lord Shiva wrote his own poem, and Lord Shiva doesn't appear directly on screen, but Lord Shiva gave his poem into a poor man, and he sent this particular poem through a poor person. And Nakiran was evaluating every poem. देखो plagiarism उस समय में भी है. Nakiran was just evaluating everything and he was like, he found plagiarism in Lord Shiva's poem and he summoned the poet. And he was criticizing the poem and he summoned the poet. Then Lord Shiva came in disguise because he was so angry. Ki, I am god of gods and I have written this poem and how dare you, you know, how dare you criticize my poem and you summon me. So the Lord Shiva came and he was asking, what is the error? So Nakiran says, your poem has plagiarism and I am not accepting it. Now Lord Shiva says, Nakira. He was like shouting, Nakira, look into my eyes, which means he's like opening his third eye, which is, you know, in Tamil we call it as netrikan. Netri as in forehead and eye means kan. So he says, look into me closely, look into my eyes. And he says, do you still say that my poem has plagiarism? Do you still criticize my poem? And Nakiran now understood that what is appearing in front of him, or who is appearing in front of him, is Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva is the poet who has written that particular poem. And still, Nakiran says this very, very famous saying in Tamil, Netrikkan tirakkilum kutram kutrame, which means, despite you showing your third eye to indicate that you are Lord Shiva and you are God of gods, still, my Lord, error is an error whoever does it. So the Lord Shiva got very angry, and this is one part of the story. On the other part of the story, it is very important that, you know, the moral of the story is, very important moral of the story over here is, when Lord Shiva, the God of gods, can make mistakes, we, after all human beings, why are we not realizing that humans do mistake? So why are we feeling so superior towards our child and feel so superior that we are parents? So let's end the ego and not the efforts of our child. I repeat, my dear parents, let's end our ego of feeling superior and not end the efforts of our child. So with this, I've written a very small poem. Let me just quickly end this by telling this poem. I've just written a very small poem and it says like this, you know, support your child's interest. Support your child's interest. Do not interfere. Support your child's interest. Do not interfere. Support your child's passion. Do not pressurize. Support your child's passion. Do not pressurize. Support your child's ambition. Support your child's ambition. Neither appeal nor oppose. Support your child's ambition. Neither appeal nor oppose. Support your child's quality. and do not stand by quantity. Support your child's quality and the quality of education that he gets, and do not stand by the position, number or the quantity that he is into. And finally, I would like to add, be on fact. Please be on fact and do not be on fantasy. Please be on fact and do not be on fantasy. Let our kids realize that they are in the safe hands of us. And let's kids do not realize that we are into the hands of somebody who are feeling so superior. Yes, so many kids nowadays are physically attached to us, but mentally they are detached. So let's not do that. Let's ensure that our kids are both physically and mentally attached to us, right? So let's ensure that child education becomes a pleasure to them and not a pressure. Yes, so let's ensure the child's future or child's education becomes a pleasure to them and not a pressure. And lastly, I would like to end this particular thing by saying, how many of you parents are satisfied with your job? If you are satisfied with the job what you are doing, please give your child also such a satisfying future or satisfying job what they need. If you are having pleasure in the job what you are doing, please give your children the same pleasure or the future what they need. But if you are working with sacrifice, ensure your child do not end in such a job of sacrifice. If you are working with pressure just for sake of your kid or your family members, you please ensure that you do not give this particular pressurized future or the job to your kid. Yes, so I think I've written a lot of things, but then I would like to end over here. Thank you so much for your patient listening, and I would like to dedicate this particular video to two people. The first people are those students who had been conversing with me. I've been into the field of teaching since 12 years and I've got a great experience of teaching with my students, and I love my students and I love teaching. And I always wanted to be a good mentor, good tutor and a good friend of all the children, and same I request all the parents to be. So I dedicate to all my students who've been so supporting and who've been motivating me to be still in the field of teaching. And especially I dedicate this to the students who feel or who felt that their parents are not allowing them to do some courses which are to be paid. So my dear parents, please think about the quality of education what your child gets and about the future, and do not stop their thoughts. And again, I would like to really dedicate this particular video to my own parents, because my parents have been very supportive. My parents have been saying yes to everything. My parents have been a type 2 parent who have neither looked into the cost, or if it's free of course they join, and if it's not they did not. They've been supporting in every part, from my KG to my PhD to my postdoc until now. So I'm really grateful to them. I'm really dedicating this particular video because if I feel that I am a blessed child for my parents, or I have got a blessed parents, and I am ensuring that all the children should feel that they have got a wonderful parents, they are blessed with the parents, and the parents have to feel they are a blessed child. I've been very emotional, but then this is the fact that is happening. And even if some of us start inculcating these few things in our mind, parents and children's thought will definitely go in parallel lines, and we will ensure that our children's future are going to be really the best, and we would be really a blessed parents, and children would be our blessed gift. Yes, so with this I end this particular video, and I'm sure you all liked it, and please do give your comments about this. And lastly, I would like to just mention one thing. Do not go with brand. Just because they have a brand, that doesn't mean they are best. And just because there is no brand, that doesn't mean other institutes or other school or other colleges are worse. A very common example for this is our iPhone and Android, right? So how many of you are having iPhone? iPhone is meant for its brand. It's very expensive. It's for its brand, because in a lot of crowds, suppose I get a call and hello, when I have an iPhone and I speak, my image increases. But how many of you feel that it's really useful or not? Because I'm just recording this particular video through my Android phone. I'm just downloaded n number of free apps, and I've been using this like my laptop. I've been using this phone with a lot of applications. And every single app that you need to download in your Play Store from iPhone, you need to pay for it. So, when it comes to use, when it comes to quality, when it comes to application, Android is far better than iPhone. I hope you all will agree. And the same, why not be applicable in your life too? Why don't we apply in our life? The same thing is applicable in our life, right? Let's not go with brand. Let's not go with something which is, fishy. Let's not go with something fantasy. Let's be into the fact. Let's be practical. And the most important thing is, we always listen to 10 different people who are friends, family, neighbors and all that. And we forget to listen to our own kids. So let's be friendly with our kids. Let's listen to our children. And my dear children, children's attitude towards the parent are also there. And I'm going to soon come out with such video of children's attitude towards parents. So please stay tuned. And if you have not subscribed to our channel, kindly subscribe to our channel. Iabm'S pays online bio, and I think I've taken a lot of time. And at this point of time, I would like to tell, how many of you have really thought at the first start, seeing the, I don't know the time duration, but it's long, I know. So seeing the time duration, Arey Baba, itni bada video, kaun dekhega? Who's going to watch such a video? And you have kept it aside. And what we saw over here, just the time. Neither the title nor the topic. So that is what we see. How many of you have really looked into the video? I'm not sure. But if you actually ask your neighbors, how many of you have actually seen just the time, time duration below? अरे इतने बड़ा वीडियो मैं नहीं देखूंगी, and you have kept it aside because we always just look into the time. ये 10 मिनट वीडियो बकवास भी हो, अरे 10 मिनट ये ना देख लेंगे. कितने सारा हमको व्हाट्सएप में वीडियोस आ रही है, 5-6 मिनट 10 मिनट तक वीडियो है. We all see. If its video is going beyond 20 minutes 30 minutes, then we don't see, because we see only the time, and then we just decide. So my dear parents, do not judge a book by its cover. It's a very famous English saying. Do not judge a book by its cover, and do not go by time, go by topic, go by title. The same way, do not just go by brand, go by the quality of education. And we at Iabm assure you to provide quality education to all whom we serve. And all the very best to all children, and may God bless everybody. And I'm sure that parent and children would be good friends, and they are going to have their ambition tied up with each other for a better tomorrow. Thank you all. See you soon with the next video.